People come here for a lot of reasons. Some are leaving something behind and others are starting over. And almost everyone is here to work, make some money, and have a little fun if they have the time.
I think the biggest thing that I love about living in Dutch is that Dutch is like this huge melting pot of people from all over the world, and I don't think people realize that. When they think of Dutch Harbor, they think of fishermen, they think of Alaska fishermen and Seattle fishermen, but there's this whole other community here, and it's mostly because of the processing plants. They bring people from literally all over the world.
When you talk about Dutch Harbor, a lot of people go, wow, Dutch Harbor, they make big money, they do this, they do this.
We don't really care about money.
First of all, you got to have kahunas hanging down to your knees to live here. Otherwise, you're going to be just a piece of crap that's going to have to get the Dutch Harbor stare, the Aleutian stare. You're going to have to fly out. Works out. We see it all the time.
Yep.
We see 10,000 people every 3 months. 10,000 transients.
They come and they
fly onto our little island every 3 months. 10,000. Then they all go away. Then 10,000 more come.
Yeah, basically, Unalaska is two different communities. It's a community, a sleepy little town of 4,000 people that everybody works hard. I mean, you don't come to Unalaska and live in this environment unless you're here to work. And there's plenty of work to be done, and everybody works hard. And that group of people, well, you get a little bit of problems with, like you would with any small town, but actually proportionally you probably get less problems than you would in most small towns. I mean, we all live together, we all work together. I mean, we're totally isolated from any other community. It's not like a small town where you can drive to another city. You know, it's a $1,000 plane ticket to go to the closest city. There's
My name's Sam Valenti. I was born in New York, Rochester, New York, and I grew up mostly in Southern California. Riverside is the name of the town. In my mid-20s, I left there to kind of do some traveling around, running around. As I say, one last stab at childhood. Finally wound up here in Alaska, which is what I call home now. So I live on a boat, and I spend 8 months a year up here fishing out of Dutch Harbor, which is an island midway out the Aleutian chain.
Welcome to the city of Unalaska, the #1 fishing port in the United States, here in the Western Aleutians. We're about 800 miles west of Anchorage in the Bering Sea, and we're an extremely unique island.
We changed the reputation of this community from a seafood industrial park, a Wild West town, into a community with good schools, a museum that's unheard of for a town of 4,000, first-class library that has 18 computers in it, that more of the fishermen now spend more time at the library doing their emails and their stock trades than they do at the bar.
I'm excited about Unalaska Dutch Harbor because they've been really the key to sustainable fisheries. They've set the standard not only for Alaska but for the rest of the United States and maybe even internationally when it comes to how to develop a program that can sustain the resource, create a safer environment for fishermen, and provide a future for those who want to be in that fishery.
Go to different communities around the world where fisheries are not sustainable, you will see a completely different kind of community than we have here.
Dutch Harbor, Alaska, Unalaska Dutch Harbor, and it's a remote, isolated place. And we do it because we care about being able to provide quality fish for not only the United States, but for around the world. And we want to do that in a manner that's sustainable with science-based conservation behind it.
Being a single source economy, in other words, fishing, is what turns the economic wheels here in the city of Unalaska and the port of Dutch Harbor. We take very seriously the conservation of both the resource and its management. So to have our major fishery be a sustainable fishery is an incredibly valuable tool for this community in terms of planning its development and its future. Because everything that we do for this community, we have to look forward not just 3 to 5 years, but 10 to 15 to 20 years, and to make sure that every decision we're making is in the best long-term interests of the community. Our fisheries became, major fishery became sustainable. And when you look around our community and when you see the different things here in Unalaska, when you see the clinic with our full-time doctors, our Parks, Culture and Recreation building, our swimming pool, our 2 high schools, our paved roads and walking trails, softball park, Safeway store, just different quality of life items that are here in Unalaska, it's all because we have a sustainable fishery.